now let's have a look at business operations. Okay, now when you run a fitness business, one of the things you have to have is some good systems in place, steps, policies, procedures, things that you're going to follow to ensure that you get consistency, with each one of your clients. That's probably the key to running a successful business, is consistency. When we look at some of the most successful businesses of all time, one that just springs to mind is McDonald's. Now, most people in fitness don't think of McDonald's as an amazing business. It doesn't produce, let's say, the healthiest products, nor the best, food that you've ever eaten. But the secret to success of McDonald's are the systems that they have in place. Anyone could come to a McDonald's as a potential employee, and within half a day, they know exactly what their role is, what it means to the end result, where they fit in, and what they need to do to achieve that end result of consistency in their product day after day, location after location, in every facet of every corner of the world that a McDonald's is found. And that's one of the great things you can learn about McDonald's, is that the systems that they have in place is essentially second to none, and usually a business that so many other businesses have copied or learned from. Let's have a look at business ops. Alright, number one is a diary. Now, guys, you will live and die by your diary, and that's the honest truth. People buy your time. That's what people are buying. And that time you can never get back. So if you miss an appointment, change an appointment, a person cancels an appointment, doesn't turn up for an appointment, sure, you can reschedule, but you're never going to get that time back again. So having a solid method for scheduling and having a fantastic diary is critical to your life as a fitness professional. Now, to this day, I'll still tell you that the fastest diary you can ever use is literally a book and a pen. They are the quickest method of putting entries into a diary. The downside, and let me tell you about a story, I'll give you my own story. I had to learn this the hard way twice. So I was doing some outdoor fitness with a group, and we were collecting all of the stuff. It started to rain. As it started to rain, I was bringing all the equipment back. The participants were also helping me with the equipment. We're loading it into the car. At the time, I put my diary on the top of the roof of the car. Everyone was helping me put stuff in. I got into the car. Thanks so much, guys. Really appreciate your help. Off we go. Boom. Off I go, and my whole life gone in an instant. And I'm not putting that lightly. Think about this. If you've got a paper diary, how do you know what you're doing tomorrow if you lose that diary, if you destroy that diary? Not only didn't I know what I was doing tomorrow, what about the day after, the week after? There were so many appointments that I would miss or I didn't turn up for because I lost my diary. On top of that, I also had lists of people that owed me money, or things that I had to do, tasks that I needed to achieve this week, next week, whatever it may be, next month, gone, all gone, in an instant. So what seems like a fantastic option at first, and a quick option at that, horrible if you lose it, destroy it, it gets stolen, misplaced, whatever it may be. So this is where I would definitely suggest an electronic diary of some form. Whether it's a software program, whether it's through your phone or your tablet or your computer. Generally a cloud-based option is going to be best, because you know that even if you lose that device, even if you lose your phone, you can just log into another computer, you can use your tablet, use whatever it may be, other device that you can access, use your phone these days, to access the internet. That was a watch, not your phone. Access, through your phone, and you'll be able to get access to it again. So that's where you have to think about what's going to work best for me, what's logical, what's practical, and what's going to be the most efficient. Administration also falls under operations. Now, admin is just the stuff that you need to do. Phone calls you need to make, emails you need to send, bills that you need to pay, money that you need to chase up. Just the general administration and the general operations of running a business would be all covered under administration. Now, this can add up in terms of time and effort. For example, you've got a client and you've got a good system in place now where you think, oh, this is a great idea. 24 hours prior to the appointment, I'm going to remind my client about our upcoming session. Now, you'll do that once, you do that twice, you do that 3 times, especially when you're first starting. You think, oh yeah, this is a cool thing to do, this is a good idea, it's working really well. Then you get busy. Then other things get in the way. Yeah? Then you stop doing it. Then your client doesn't turn up. Okay? This is what I mean by a lack of consistency. Now, the silly PT will blame the client for not turning up, whereas in fact, it was the PT's fault that didn't happen, because they didn't have a solid, consistent system in place that automates that process or enables that person to do it time after time after time after time. So that's your administration. All right, systems. I've talked about systems. Now, what's a system? A system is essentially this: a step-by-step procedure that you follow to conduct your business. For example, step 1. What am I going to do here? Well, in step 1, I'm going to have a look, okay, here's some marketing. I'm going to get this message out through whatever channel it may be, social media, other forms of advertising, whatever it may be. Here's the message. Boom. This is my PT, this is my business, this is my fitness, this is what it's all about. Step 1, done. Get the message out there. Step 2, collect data. Who has read this? Who has clicked on? Who has shown an interest? Yeah? So collect that data, collate that data. Yeah? Put it into fields of, is this person a hot prospect, a cold prospect, has no interest, whatever it may be. Just start collecting that information. Step 3, start contacting those people. Yeah? Tell them about your product, tell them about your service, tell them about what you offer, tell them about the pricing, tell them about the benefits, but get it out there. Make contact with those people. Step 4, get them in. Yeah? Get them in, get the sale. Yeah? Or even make the sale in step 3 if you can. Yeah? But get them in, show them the facilities, give them an experience, show them what it's all about, a comp session, whatever it may be, right? A complimentary session, a viewing of, one of the sessions in place, having a look at the facilities, whatever it may be, see if you can get them in. Step number 5, screening. Yeah? Screen, assess, test the person. Work out, do I need to refer them? Do they need a medical clearance? Are there any changes that I need to make to my programming? Are there any limitations that this person has? Yeah. The next step, start them on the program. Yeah. Here we go. Program starts. Okay. They start training with you. They start exercising with you. They commit to that particular program, however long it may be. 1 week, 6 weeks, 12 weeks, 24 weeks, a year, whatever it may be. Okay. Commitment to that program, but really we need to commence the program. The next step would be probably week 2 or week 3. Have they consistently trained? One of the key things you'll find, ladies and gents, especially when you're targeting people that haven't exercised for a long period of time, is they'll really push for the first 1, 2, maybe 3 sessions, but then it gets to week 2 and then they're starting to get sore, they're starting to get injured, they're starting to look at, maybe this work meeting is more important. They're starting to perhaps look at options to, exit stage left almost, right? And get out of that training with you. Maybe it's starting to become a bit more of a challenge than they initially thought. Maybe their motivation's starting to wane a little bit. So the next step should be, okay, the end of week 2, have you committed to our program? Have you turned up to every session? It might be, that stage might be reward. Reward them with something. Yeah, reward them with acknowledgement, reward them with a gift, reward them with something that says, hey, I'm proud of you. I know this is tough, but I'm so proud that you've committed to the first 2 weeks. Because trust me when I tell you guys, most people, the ones especially that haven't exercised for a long period of time, will quit within the first 2 weeks. So you could be jumping to joy thinking, yeah, I've got this client, now I've got X, Y, and Z, I've got these many numbers. 3 weeks later, that's significantly dropped. Yeah, so ensure that you can put something in place as part of your system to ensure that does not happen or minimize the effect of the drop-off. The next step in your system might be midway through the program. So screening, testing, assessing, are they following the program? Are we achieving our goals that we set at the beginning in the screening and in the testing part of our system? Are they achieving those goals? If they're not, what do I need to do to change the program, change the client, change the approach, change what I'm doing? Okay? How do I initiate some form of change to ensure we stay on track? The second last step would be end of program. Yeah, now end of program again, you'll be testing, screening, checking out results, providing results with the client, giving them, look, this is where you were before, this is where you are now, this is what you've achieved. Encouragement, again, reward in this stage. And then the final step, which is one that so many PTs forget, and it's over here, we'll talk about it more in marketing, retention. Ask them to sign up again to the next program. You'll be amazed how many people I speak to that say, oh, I did a great program with the PT, loving it, went really well, we got to the end of the program, and that was it. The PT never asked me to join up again, so I just got caught up in my own life, went on my merry way, the PT never contacted me again. You're like, how could this possibly happen? Here you have a client, had a great experience, all went well, got success, assumed that the PT was going to ask, the PT never asked. So you get this lack of communication. The PT is now thinking, oh wow, maybe they didn't like the program, maybe they can't do it, maybe they're not interested, maybe I did something wrong. And the client's actually thinking the same thing. So this is where we have a lack of communication. So guys, the last step in your system should be sign up again. Yeah. Now it's an important marketing tool, so I'll talk more about that in marketing, but that's a really critical step of your systems. Now, if I was your business mentor, for example, you had a business mentor, I should be able to ask you, okay, where are you at with client X? What stage of your system are you in? And you should be able to, oh, I'm at stage 6, or I'm at stage 4, or I'm at stage 10, I'm at stage 2 with this particular person. You need to know exactly where you're at. Now, generally I find if you put your system up on a big sheet of paper, for example, or do it obviously electronically, however you like, whatever works best for you. But step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, step 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, however steps there may be. And then have points underneath each step. So this is step 1. This is what happens. If the person decides to do this, this is what I would do in relation to that. If they decide to do that, this is what I would do to work with this scenario. You need to have a clear plan and a clear system, because if you don't, you're just making it up as you go. And I trust me guys, if you're making it up as you go, you will not succeed. I can guarantee you that. Okay, so you have to have a clear system. So that's what systems are. And however, you create that system is totally up to you. Some of you might have 10 steps, 20 steps, 5 steps. It really doesn't matter how many steps you have. But you want a clear overview of this is how this business operates. So that you can walk in, walk out, you can bring someone new into that business who's helping you, assisting you, and they can literally walk in, think about the Macca's worker again, that they know, oh, okay, at step 4, this is what happens, these are the options, these are the paths that I can follow to get that person to step 5. I hope that's clear enough in terms of systems. Staff. Okay, so one of the things, you're probably, starting off in business, you're not really thinking about staff, but if you're just providing PT, you've also got to understand, remember I said earlier with the diary, you live and die by your time, and there's only so many hours you're going to be able to work. So eventually you're probably going to think, well, I need to bring on other people. I might subcontract other people to do work for me. That all falls under operations. Now we could spend days just talking about bringing staff on and subcontracting, but I mean, again, it's got massive benefits, but it also has its challenges as well. I've had multiple staff in different businesses that I've had, and times it's been amazing and fantastic, and other times it's like, wow, it's like having 16 children sometimes. So that definitely has its challenges at times as well. But it is something we should think about. Then there's this last little thing called, personal training. This falls under operations. This is the product, if you like, and the service, and all the service that you provide. But here's the thing. Most people just focus on that. And I understand, yes, you are a personal trainer, don't get me wrong. But you've got to understand that you are now running your own business, which means if you just want to train people and ignore every other facet of running your own business, the chance of success has reduced significantly. PTing is only a very, very, very small part of running your PT business. Yeah, so really critical that we understand that. Don't get me wrong, I know that's what you're passionate about and that's what you do and that's what you want to do, but you have to understand if you want success, you have to have multiple hats, or you'll have to have multiple people to assist you with this, or systems or programs or software that will enable you to cover all of these areas that you're not as passionate about. Believe me when I tell you this, guys, this is probably the most important thing I want you to take away from this video, is if every PT spent as much time, effort and money on their business as they do their own fitness, every single PT would be a millionaire. You have to devote the same amount, if not more, time, effort and money to running your business if you want to be a successful PT.